In 1991, the first ever website went live and looked like a simple Wikipedia page. It's static, all plain text, and filled with hyperlinks. Basically, there's nothing really going on there. After a couple more years, a video surfaced on a particular website where a man films himself with an elephant in the zoo. Now, decades later, the same website housed multiple popular content creators, ranging from a wide variety of genres with a larger audience than other news outlets. We can see that over the millennia, technological innovations have led to the formation of totally new sectors and economies. Another quantum leap is taking shape, which would take technology to the next level and revolutionize the way everything operates. Enter the metaverse. You might have heard of this from Mark Zuckerberg's announcement about a big change. And along with this, you might have heard an uproar from various news agencies about their opinions on Zuckerberg's metaverse, which would paint a bleak future, leading us to our ruining as mindless robots being controlled by the same man who initiated this whole project. But really, this whole scenario is a story that would often generate the most views because of its seemingly horrid and grand scheme of a person who controls one of the most influential social media platforms on the internet. Don't get us wrong. This video will not present to you how large companies will construct the real Matrix from the movies, but rather help you understand what it's really about, what's happening, and since we are your financial buddies, we'll also let you know in this video how you can earn money from all of these. What are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be updated whenever we post a video. First of all, let's understand and dive deeper into this new concept, shall we? Did you hear about Ariana Grande's recent concert? Are you thinking about a live physical concert? Well, no. We're talking about her concert where she ventured digitally and performed inside a game. Amazing, right? It succeeded in creating a one-of-a-kind experience with a completely new degree of engagement. It would be interesting if she would go on a tour on your favorite video game, right? But who knows? Something similar actually happened with Travis Scott recently. More and more, the gap between the physical and virtual world is becoming intertwined with the advancement of technology. BMW has introduced a new vehicle in a particular game. Riot Games have featured Netflix shows, particularly in their lore from their franchise game. Netflix, on the other hand, is developing video games despite being known for its streaming service. Gradually, we're shifting into a reality where both the physical and virtual worlds can interact unceasingly. We've provided a lot of information, but what really is the metaverse? Asking about this in today's time is like asking what is the internet back in the 90s, when social media, content creators, sharing platforms, trading platforms haven't existed yet. And essentially, whatever we created over it is the metaverse, situated at the heart of Web 3.0, blockchain, and virtual reality. It is only feasible when these three factors are combined with one another. With that, let's try to examine these three components one by one. Starting with Web 3.0, the next phase of the internet. I've always mentioned this particular web, but are there any other kinds of web out there? Well, in fact there is. You see, the internet has a lot of versions. As a matter of fact, there are two more currently other than Web 3.0. First is Web 1.0, which is merely a static website as seen from what we've discussed before, only having a body of text and hyperlinks. There is little to no interaction at all in this version. After Web 1.0 is Web 2.0. The difference between this and the previous version is that it is community-based, meaning the content of the websites is created by users. But before we delve into this, we have to make an important point here. On the internet for Web 2.0, when you want to purchase or take ownership of something, you can actually only get one, which is a domain name. Like in the platform you're watching today, YouTube or any other website with their custom domain name. Domains are only owned by a single entity and cannot be reproduced or replicated. This means your domain is unique to you. No one can have the same domain name as you. For instance, this video. YouTube has the power and authority to remove this video if it wishes to. But thankfully, YouTube is kind enough to make this video possible. Thank you, YouTube! Anyways, now that we've understood this ownership on the internet, let's move on to Web 3.0. Here, the most important concept is owning parts of the internet. All of your purchases, trade, and creations on the internet are yours. All of it is owned by you. This happens because of blockchain, and especially towards NFTs. These are integral components in the metaverse, which we will be discussing in a bit. But I believe when it comes to NFTs, you would probably think of an ugly portrait or image or a seemingly useless picture on a screen which some people naively pay a ton of money for. Non-fungible tokens. Well, I think you're wondering why we can't just Control-C and Control-S an NFT as our own, since it's inside the internet, and with this capability, how is it really valuable? That's a valid question, to be frank. To understand the concept of non-fungible tokens or NFTs, we should first discuss money. Yes, you heard that right. Money's story from its infancy to its infamy. In the real world, when we want to buy something, we use a piece of paper to buy it called money. But why did this seemingly plain piece of paper become our token for sealing our buys and sells? To put it simply, the money that we used all throughout our transactions and various purchases came to be because of the societal agreement to assign value to the paper bills. And it also made it easier for us to exchange a lightweight material rather than carrying gold, silver, or other heavier metals everywhere whenever we needed to trade something. It's technically a social construct we made for ourselves, and this is actually the case with NFTs. The value of an NFT is solely dependent on how much people embrace this fact and discern its worth. NFTs can also be owned while it is being monitored through a blockchain, along with the fact that they cannot be replicated or copied. Sure, anyone can have a copy of the artwork considered to be an NFT, but only one person can be considered the original owner, just like how copyright works. Essentially, non-fungible just means that it cannot be replaced with something else since it is unique. So, if you traded it with another object, for example, it has to be a different one and not another NFT. If you want to get rid of your cat, then in return you receive a ticket to your dream vacation place. That's just what NFTs are. Most people overlook the value of NFTs and deem them merely as a joke, but in reality, NFTs can actually be the future of the internet, the same way websites change over a period of time. Let's compare the first web page with the likes of this very YouTube video. These are both website pages, but the difference between them is like night and day. A tweet that mentions how people associate NFT as a sham, but in reality, they publish their original content or artworks on, let's say, Instagram or Pinterest without exchanging it for something valuable. Instead, it is in return for a digital heart. With NFTs, you'll have a way of ensuring ownership of something, and we'll use this to understand Web 3.0, so listen closely. If you're still wondering, NFTs can be anything digital. May it be artworks, music, this video can even be considered an NFT, and many more other resources that can be turned into artificial intelligence. Virtual reality. Today, in terms of the way of interacting in the virtual world, virtual reality still remains a great medium, or maybe the best among all, as it is the nearest to really diving deeper into the virtual world. This medium has been talked about by many people recently, despite being only a portion of the metaverse. Certainly, this is indicative of a technological progression. So, whenever a person mentions that the metaverse is built by Facebook, it is technically incorrect. The reason is that they simply don't have ownership of the internet, blockchain, or virtual reality. This can be further understood with an analogy of saying Steve Jobs' Apple is the one who created telecommunications with the launch of the first ever smartphone. Facebook merely manipulated what was already in their grasp. In the case where blockchain would be widespread among the people, many individuals will now be the owners of the internet itself. Confusing, isn't it? Well, you're not alone in this matter. To help you understand this, picture yourself as an aspiring new artist. You are trying your song for $1 as an NFT through a smart contract, stating that for each time your song is purchased, you earn 80% of the revenue while the seller receives the remaining. So, for example, an avid listener of your songs wanted to buy your song and sell it to other people for $1. In this scenario, you as the artist will receive the full payment of $1, and when the person who bought your song was able to successfully sell it, you'll receive 80 cents from the person's revenue, which is automatically sent to your digital wallet. No need for any other external applications like Spotify, Apple Music, or even labels for this. It's not just you who is benefiting from your income, but also your community receives a fair share of your revenue, and this is how individual ownership is acquired. In fact, this is the formula that the metaverse uses, which promotes individual ownership. Now, with this in mind, how would you earn money from this? First of all, you need to become accustomed to how things work in the metaverse. It is necessary for you to deeply understand how this works and how this is created through education. Immediately giving up without sparing a few minutes of your time researching about this is a wasted opportunity on your part. You'll surely regret it when in time, virtual and real become mingled with one another. And if you're worrying, no need to fret because it's still in its beginning stages and many people are still trying to understand this concept. Definitely, there's still room for improvement for everyone trying to venture into this. That's it, financial buddies. We hope that you find this video as a starting point to learn more about the metaverse and how it could affect us in the future. If you want to become financially intellectual, just subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to be updated whenever we post another video guiding you to your financial journey. If you have suggestions or questions, do not hesitate to comment down below. Until the next one, bye financial buddies!